Greetings to all of you in London. I wish I could be with you. My name is Scott Jensen. I'm a Minnesota State Senator and a family doctor in the trenches for 35 years. I want to tell my story today briefly. My life has changed a lot in the last 6 months, and it started in March. In March, I questioned whether or not the context of COVID-19 was accurate, and I tried to provide additional information so people could compare COVID-19 alongside of influenza epidemics and other public health disasters or challenges that we've had throughout our history. I was attacked by the bureaucrats. In April, I questioned the reasoning behind encouraging physicians to more liberally use COVID-19 as a cause of death on death certificates. I was attacked by fellow politicians, fellow senators, and the Department of Health for doing so. In May, I continued to question the conventional narrative, and I asked, why were individual rights being compromised? Why was legislative channels being circumvented, and why were governors across the land utilizing their executive powers to achieve legislative initiatives that otherwise would not have had a chance? And mainstream media attacked me. In June, the Board of Medical Practice in Minnesota advised me that my medical license was being investigated because I had been accused of providing reckless advice and spreading misinformation. I had done nothing more than what Dr. Fauci and Dr. Robert Redfield and many others had done, but now my livelihood was in question. I made a long response, 8 pages, 5,000 words, 70 pages of attachments, and a month later, the allegations against me were dismissed. I've continued to be attacked by bureaucrats, politicians, and physicians. A couple weeks ago, I was notified again by the Minnesota Board of Medical Practice that once again my license is being investigated. I have made a response, and the case is pending. What I've learned over the last 6 months is that if you don't align with the conventional narrative, if you dare to be a skeptic, if you encourage others to think for themselves, if you do these things, you are at risk. I have never thought that I would be in a situation like this, but here I am. I'm reminded of the verse in the book of Esther, chapter 4, verse 14, where Mordecai asks Esther, have you thought that you're in the position you're in for such a time as this? And I guess that's why I'm here, for such a time as this. I'm not going to back down. I'm going to continue to ask questions, be a skeptic, question groupthink. And I thank you for doing the same. I have learned how readily people will attack me for saying none other than what I consider the reasonable, thoughtful analysis of what we're going through. Context matters. Engagement matters. And that's why you're here today in London. So I wish I could be physically with you, but I can't. Thank you for hearing my story. If this can happen to me, I think it can happen to anybody. Anybody that has a license, a certificate, or some authorization from a governmental agency. Our governmental agencies are being weaponized against us. It's just one more tool. Please stay engaged. My name is Scott Jensen, and I respect you for participating. Thank you.